Hi all. You are on the Software Developer blog channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Today we will talk about Flutter. Due to the growing popularity of mobile apps, almost every company needs their own mobile app to stay competitive in the market. What's more, the company has the ability to create mobile apps for iOS and Android at faster speeds and with fewer resources. Apple and Google have provided their own tools and technologies for building applications. iOS app developers can build an app with code and Swift, while Android developers use Android Studio and Kotlin or Java. However, this requires the programmer to know two completely different technologies. As a result, companies began to implement cross-platform solutions instead of separate ones in order to quickly create applications for iOS and Android using only one programming language. One of the successful cross-platform solutions is JavaScript framework React Native, which, I think, many have already heard hundreds of times. If you've been paying attention to the mobile development market, you're probably already familiar with Flutter. Let's start with a simple question: what is Flutter? Flutter is a newer tool from Google. It was introduced in 2017 and only officially released in December 2018. It allows developers to write cross-platform solutions that can be run on different systems such as Android and iOS with a common Dart code base. Dart compiles to binary code, which achieves the speed of operations comparable to Swift, Java or Kotlin. Flutter is not a programming language, but an SDK, similar to the Android SDK. SDK stands for Software Development Kit and is a set of development tools that contains all the necessary libraries, tools, documentation, and so on. That is, everything you need to create software. Flutter uses the Dart programming language. It is quite lightweight, especially if you are already familiar with any programming language. Instead of XML files, so-called layout trees are used here. The main idea of Flutter is to use widgets. The entire user interface consists of a combination of various widgets, each defining a structural element such as a button or menu, a stylistic element such as a font or color scheme, and so on. The application is built from them, like a constructor. It is also possible to create custom widgets. But why choose Flutter? Mostly because of the comparison with JavaScript framework React Native. First, you need to deal with some aspects in technical terms. Reactive web frameworks and libraries such as React.js and others have become popular mainly because they make building web applications easier by using programming patterns borrowed from reactive programming. In 2015, React Native was created with the goal of bringing many of the benefits of reactive-style views to mobile apps. React Native is very popular, but because JavaScript accesses platform widgets, it must also go through a JavaScript bridge to work with native areas. Widgets are usually accessed quite frequently, during transition animations or when the user taps the screen. This can cause certain performance issues. Unlike React Native, Flutter also provides a reactive-style view. However, Flutter takes a different approach to avoid performance issues caused by the need to use a JavaScript bridge. Instead, Flutter uses the compiled Dart programming language, which is pre-compiled into native code for different platforms. This allows Flutter to interact with the platform without going through a JavaScript bridge that performs a context switch. Compiling to native code also improves application startup time. Flutter has a new architecture that includes widgets that are fast, customizable, and extensible. Another benefit of Flutter is hot reload. One of the most popular features of Flutter is stateful fast reloading. You can make changes to a Flutter app while it's running, and it will reload the modified application code and allow it to continue where it left off. Both React Native and Flutter come with a ready-made set of components, user interface, animation, layout. However, Flutter still has advantages here, since each component will be outlined on both platforms. Another benefit is that the final Flutter application will be native code, which, all other things being equal, will always be faster than JavaScript. Flutter also has a separate application build mode that helps in profiling and debugging complex cases. It's up to you to choose Flutter or React Native in your projects, but remember this is just a tool, choose the one that suits you best for a particular task. And that's all for me. Thank you all for your viewing, like, subscribe to the channel. Until we meet again, bye.